Stand by for Titanfall. Could those iconic words finally echo again? Titanfall fans, brace yourselves. So I do want to get this breaking news out of the way before we jump into why I think Titanfall 3 could still be happening. And this just dropped today. Electronic Arts Inc. is laying off hundreds of workers, canceling a Titanfall game that was in development by Respawn. Between 300 and 400 positions were eliminated, including around 100 at Respawn, according to a person familiar. As part of our continued focus on our long-term strategic priorities, we made select changes within our organization that more effectively aligns with teams and allocates resources in service of driving future growth. That was Justin Higgs, who is a spokesperson for EA. The canceled project, codename R7, was an extraction shooter set in the Titanfall universe. According to people familiar with the development, it was not close to being released. So everybody's assuming this was Titanfall 3. And with those assumptions, they're pissed off because if Titanfall 3 was turned into an extraction shooter, they're upset about that. They're also upset about the fact that they are diverting and laying people off so they can focus more on Apex Legends. A lot of people feel like Titanfall 3 would actually be the saving grace for this franchise. So there's a lot of assumption going on here, but I'm here to say that doesn't necessarily mean that this is Titanfall 3. This game was not close to being released, and what I'm going to talk to you guys about here in a second begs to differ. So I'll let you guys take all the information and make your best judgment, and now let's get into the good stuff. We just got some really, really big news that Respawn might secretly have been working on this for a while. We've got cryptic data miner teases to insider leaks, and even a tweet that has everybody basically freaking out. This could be the moment we've been waiting for, or is it just another mirage? There you go. Little Apex fan funny humor for you. Today, we're going to break down everything. Welcome to the channel, Jimmy or Chaos. Do me a favor, make sure you're subscribed with those notifications on, ring that bell, and check that box. Now, let's start off with the fact that it's been nearly a decade since Titanfall 2 dropped in 2016. Stunned players with one of the best FPS campaigns ever made. Now, despite overwhelmingly positive reviews and a diehard fan base, Titanfall 2 didn't break sales records. Big part was because of the launch window. It was crammed between two juggernauts. So EA and Respawn shifted gears to Apex Legends soon after that, leaving Titanfall fans in the dust. We watched as Titanfall content got sprinkled into Apex. Little Easter eggs, teasers, kept our, I guess you could say, copium meters filled. Now, remember when Respawn unexpectedly patched Titanfall 2 in 2023. Players went nuts. They discovered a cryptic incoming transmission message. Yeah, we went wild thinking that a sequel might be in the works, only to get nothing concrete and continue on this roller coaster ride. So over the years, hope for Titanfall 3 started to feel like the FPS version of Half-Life 3 confirmed. It was an endless meme of disappointment. In early 2023, a secret Respawn project many believed was Titanfall got canceled, allegedly for being too similar to Titanfall 2. Then in May 2024, Respawn posted job listings seeking developers for multiplayer FPS experiences, which once again sent the community into detective mode. Was Titanfall 3 back on the menu, or was it just for Apex? At this point, every tiny hint felt like a lifeline. We were basically that Charlie Day meme connecting red strings on a conspiracy board, desperately linking any Respawn activity to Titanfall 3. Before we move on, guys, take advantage of the giveaway below. We're giving away a PS5 at 10,000 subs. It's the pinned comment below. Multiple ways to enter. After a long, quiet period, the first real rumblings of Titanfall 3 started to surface in late 2024 and early 2025. Leakers in the Apex Legends community began hinting that Titanfall 3 wasn't just a pipe dream. In fact, one Apex leaker known as Assaulter claimed the game is almost complete and even switched to a new engine. And according to this rumor, Titanfall 3 is being built on the Unreal Engine 5, which was a huge shift from the source engine. It would feature a single-player full campaign plus a ton of multiplayer modes. We're talking Titanfall 2's classic modes and new additions. Think Team Deathmatch, maybe an extraction mode, control arenas, and much, much more. Basically, Titanfall 3, if true, sounded like Titanfall 2 on steroids with a dash of Apex's variety in it. Now the leak, it had us excited. Unreal Engine 5, all our favorite modes returning, yes. But it also felt too good to be true. We've seen leaks before that went absolutely nowhere. Remember all the fake Titanfall 3 Reddit theories? Yeah, they're out there. But the fact that this info came from a known Apex insider gave it a little weight. It wasn't just a random 4chan post. It was from people who accurately leaked Apex Legends content in the past. So the community reaction was a mix of hype and caution. Hype because Titanfall 3 might actually be happening, and caution because, well, we've had our hearts broken and shattered multiple times. Now we fast forward to this month, April 2025. This is where things took another level. Two notorious Apex Legends data miners, Yoritsuki and Osvaldator, decided to stir the pot. Oswald suddenly posted a cryptic Titanfall 3 logo on social media with zero context. Yeah, just casually dropping that bombshell, no big deal. Naturally, everyone thought it might be an April Fool's joke. The timing was super close to April 1st, but Yoritsuki quickly followed up, insisting this was not a prank. He revealed that back in December of 2024, he openly talked on Discord about Respawn working on a secret game, and now he was linking those hints to an actual Titanfall 3 project that is still alive. So according to him, well, Titanfall 3 is real, and get this. They're predicting an official reveal at the Game Awards in 2025. That's December, okay? Mark your calendars, because if he's right, well, Jeff Keighley's about to drop a Titan-sized surprise on the stage. The leakers even claimed that EA had penciled in Titanfall's release window for 2026 on their calendar. Yeah, if this was real, we might be playing Titanfall 3 in just about a year or so after it's announced. It would not be before GTA 6, but close if all went to plan. It sounds good, right? Millions and millions of fans are excited. Now, this was the most concrete sounding rumor we've heard in ages. They were both, they're valid. They aren't random nobodies. They've been right about Apex stuff before, so the community took it seriously. Titanfall subreddits lit up like a Christmas tree. Fans were posting, "It's happening." There was debate on whether a 2026 release made sense, speculating wildly about what Titanfall 3 could be after 8 long years. Since Titanfall 2, the idea that a sequel is not only in development but possibly a year away had everybody amped. But still, in the back of everybody's minds, a voice keeps saying, stay calm. What if this is a false alarm like we've seen before? Well, now we get to the really good stuff. Right when hype was peaking, along comes veteran insider Jeff Grubb, and he just dropped a big old bucket of cold water. If you don't know Jeff, he's a journalist with a solid track record for industry scoops, and Jeff didn't mince words about Titanfall 3's rumors. On his show, he straight up said, "This is not real. I'm sorry, it's not real." According to Grubb, all those exciting leaks we just talked about, he believes they're bogus. He urged fans not to expect some Unreal Engine 5 powered Titanfall 3 with a full campaign and multiplayer suite. In other words, don't buy the story that there's a near complete Titanfall 3 ready to drop. Jeff suggested at best, maybe a small team at Respawn is messing around with Titanfall related prototypes. I mean, testing ideas, tech, but nothing like an officially greenlit Titanfall 3 is real. Basically, he thinks all this recent insider info got overblown or is flat out incorrect. And as you can imagine, fans were pissed off. Do we believe the Apex leakers who are digging around in game files and discords, or do we believe a well-connected journalist with industry contacts? It was a classic buzzkill moment. Titanfall 3 went from feeling nearly confirmed to feeling like it wasn't real ever. But now we fast forward to yesterday. Yesterday, just when it felt like the hype train might derail, another credible voice enters the chat, ThordanSmash. If you follow Apex on YouTube or Twitch, you probably know Thordan. He's a content creator and a leaker with a pretty solid rep. The dude even managed an Apex esports team. In late April, which is this month right now as of the making this video, Thordan came out with his own intel on Titanfall 3, and it tipped the scales back towards real and hype. According to Thordan, after chatting with a few of his sources, one of whom was Yoritsuki that data mined, he is about 75% sure Titanfall 3 is actually in development. He even said he's heard there's a playable version of the game already floating around internally. In Thordan's words, it's real. Just no info on the release timeline yet, but real nonetheless. Now, 75% is not a done deal. But hearing that from ThordanSmash got a lot of fans excited, including myself. Why? Thordan has proven reliable before. He leaked accurate info on the Respawn projects in the past, and a fun fact, he was the one who initially leaked Respawn's secret Star Wars project with Bit Reactor, which turned out to be 100% legit. So when he vouches for Titanfall 3's existence, people listen. He basically told us, hey, I trust my sources. Titanfall 3 is happening behind the scenes as we speak. And unlike vague rumors, he put his name on the line in a public tweet, which gave this claim, to me, some extra weight. It was a confidence boost that I think Titanfall fans need. Suddenly, the flicker of hope has a flame again. Now, we don't have any official confirmation, but it felt like, hey, where there's smoke, there's fire. So, here we are. A ton of rumors, a dash of denial, a pinch of hope. Where does that leave us? Honestly, it leaves me in a state of cautious optimism. On one hand, multiple independent sources, data miners, leakers, ThordanSmash, are all suggesting that Titanfall 3 is real and actively being worked on. They even align on some points, for example, that Respawn has something Titanfall cooking in late 2024 and that a full reveal might be coming this year. On the other hand, we have a prominent insider saying don't buy it. It's just a bit of tug of war between the believers and the skeptics. And here's one possible scenario that a lot of fans are discussing. Titanfall 3 was indeed in development at some point, got shelved, and is now off the shelf. There were reports that Respawn canceled a Titanfall project internally a while ago, as we mentioned, possibly because it was too much like Titanfall 2. That could have been Titanfall 3 getting put on ice. But maybe Respawn quietly resumed work on it, possibly with a fresh approach or a new engine, which would explain the almost complete on the Unreal Engine 5 rumor and the notion of a 2026 release. If development secretly restarted, it might also explain why not everyone in the industry got the memo, hence Jeff Grubb being skeptical if his sources still think it's canceled. Of course, that's all speculation, but it kind of fits the puzzle pieces together. One thing's for sure. Respawn and EA are noticing the Titanfall's community excitement. Titanfall 2's player base has seen a resurgence recently, even hitting top charts on Steam for a bit, and it still holds up as a gold standard FPS game that people come back to. Heck, Titanfall 2 is so loved that fans fixed the servers themselves with a North Star client and kept the game alive. The appetite for a sequel is there. Fans of competitive shooters, Titanfall isn't just any game. It's the game that perfectly melded that silky smooth movement with, let's just be honest, some really awesome mech warfare. Imagine that formula in 2026 with modern graphics, possibly new traversal mechanics, maybe even crossplay and online features. It could genuinely shake up the FPS scene. We're talking potential Game of the Year contender if it was done right. Now I'm going to leave you with this. Take a deep breath. Because until Respawn officially says Titanfall 3 is coming, we have to temper our expectations. Leaks and rumors can be volatile. We know that. Plans can change. Projects can get scrapped again and again. But it's hard not to get a little excited at the thought of this after all this time. Titanfall 3 might actually be on the horizon. The fact that there's so many credible voices in sync hinting at this is the biggest, it's the biggest thing I can take away with this. It really, really is. Until then, I'm gonna, like I said, stay cautiously optimistic. If these rumors pan out, our patience might actually pay off. If we get any more updates, I'll keep you guys updated, of course, and I'll see you soon.